Hey, I'm Gary Chapman, and you've made a good decision. You are in the right place with Kevin Sport.
You've been searching for too long. Your lonely heart's been looking for a home. You need a man that'll treat you good, that'll give you all the things a good man should.
The Right Place with Kevin Sport is sponsored by Conecuh Sausage. Get your grill on. Mossy Pond Retrievers. Take them home to Mossy Pond. Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. It is college done right. Frog Talk. Whatever you do, there's a Frog Talk suit for you. Alaga syrup. Over 100 years and still sweet. The Right Place with Kevin Sport.
Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Sport and welcome to The Right Place. If you've watched our show before, you've heard me say life is a journey. Well, today's guest has had an enduring and respected career. He's experienced satisfaction and success, as well as setbacks and self-reflection. But throughout the entire journey, he's learned to appreciate every moment. Gary Chapman has been singing and writing songs and expressing his beliefs for a long time. And we were honored to have him on our show and share his music.
You know, when I look at Gary Chapman, I mean, we're all going, wow, you know, what a life, and he's got a long way to go. So at this point in your life, what matters to you?
Yeah.
What matters the most to you?
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy for me. My constant relationship with God, and Lord knows I'm not the holier than thou guy. You know, I'm the idiot that makes consistent mistakes and probably requires more grace than I should. But that is the most important thing to me, is to maintain that friendship and to value it above all others. And then there's your family. You know, my wife is amazing. She's just a great lady, really smart, really loving, really caring. She's an incredible mom. I have a 1-year-old daughter.
Oh yeah.
I've got a 27-year-old son, daughter's 24 and 21, living in Manhattan, and a 1-year-old. So that's had its own really great effect. You know, I was a good dad. I really was. I love family, and I you know, I didn't blow it off by any stretch, but I was an idiot. I didn't know the real value of the moments, and that's just not the case now. I squeeze them all, every single one. Yep. I was leaving to come here, and she just ran headfirst into a chair for no apparent reason. She's 16 months, and she can't walk. She runs. I pray to God she learns to walk someday, because right now it's just bizarre. She runs everywhere. So she runs into this chair and absolutely just bloodied the heck out of her lip. And you know, it's that, for her, that's, you know, I don't want her to get hurt, but I know when it happens, I'm getting that rare thing. She's actually going to be still and let me hold her for about 30 seconds. And so you squeeze that moment of need for all it's worth. Mm-hmm. And you know, once I get past God and my family, my brother and sister live in the area. Mm-hmm. One by one, people came to visit me when I moved. I moved here when I was 19 years old, and figured I would see my family when either at Christmas or when somebody died. And one by one, they came to visit, and none of them left. They just all
They just stayed.
So my brother and sister and their families are all still here. So God, family, friends. And then I start thinking about work.
Yeah.
What is it I do? You know, how much does it matter? How much time should I give that? You know, because I used to give it way too much. I did, man. I wasn't a workaholic because I never actually felt like I was working. I've taken that, you know, if you enjoy what you do, you'll never have a job thing. I've taken that to an art form. That is what I do. But you can abuse it.
Yeah.
Especially when you get any degree of success.
Yeah.
Because you just want more. You like it. You worked hard. You got it. You want more of it. So you work more. And then you look back and go, okay. Now you fast forward to Eva Rose as opposed to Matt, Millie, and Sarah, and she is the recipient of that knowledge. Thankfully, the other three have done just fine, and we all still love each other. Nobody thinks I was the negligent father, but they notice it. They notice me with her, and it's like they're not envious. They're appreciative.
Well, you know, maybe they'll apply that to their own lives.
I think they will.
I've learned more from my mistakes than I ever did from doing something right. Every wrong turn I take showed me one more way to fly or sometimes fight. And all that flying and the fighting showed me who to trust and who to just let go. Every stupid thing I've done so far has taught me nearly everything I know. Till your back's against the wall, you will never know how powerful you are. Till you're down to your last call and you're wishing on that lonely lucky star. And on the path of least resistance, there are gonna miss some gorgeous bumpy roads. Every stupid thing I've done so far has taught me nearly everything I know. To always leave the door of my heart open, in spite of what I know might glow inside. When there is no way out, to just keep hoping and to keep on never knowing till I've tried. You could fill 1,000,000 books with the stuff that I know now, but didn't then. And with all the times I've failed, but then turned right round and did the same again. But the good Lord stood beside me. Never once did he forget he loves me so. He's used every stupid thing so far to teach me nearly everything I know. That the truth is sometimes better left unspoken, and that love will always see right through a lie. A heart grows back much better where it's broken, and what don't kill you makes you stronger unless you die. I've learned more from my mistakes than I ever did from doing something right.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Sport, host of The Right Place. I'm always saying I don't get my grill on without Conecuh sausage, the best sausage ever. From the minute you put it on, you can smell that flavor. Since 1947, the fine folks down in Evergreen, Alabama have been making Conecuh sausage. Next time you're headed down I-65, why don't you stop off and visit their gift shop? Try Conecuh sausage today. I don't get my grill on without it. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Spur's Big Fix Wound, Skin, and Hoof is an all-inclusive topical antiseptic spray that is simple and effective. It's all natural, made in the USA, and comes with a money-back guarantee. Use Spur's Big Fix to treat cuts, scrapes, wounds, rain rot, and other fungal issues. Spur's Big Fix treats thrush and white line disease while conditioning and restoring flexibility in the hoof. Spur's Big Fix. The more you use it, the more you'll love it.
Welcome back to The Right Place. I'm Kevin Sport, and today I'm wrapping up my conversation with Gary Chapman. As a fellow singer-songwriter, I was curious to know how Gary continues to work on his craft, so I asked him about a quote that he made on the reality TV show Nashville Wives.
But you made a statement on that show, and I loved it. You and Brian White were talking about songs, and you made the statement that that was something that would never get out of your system, that you loved it, you know, when you could feel it, feel it, you know, from your toes welling up inside. You know, I get to sit here today, and for a lot of people that'll watch this show, and I mean, I get to try to frame this question, and you may get tired of hearing it, but for you, what's it like writing a song, and what creates that passion for you to do it?
You know, it's a really amazing process, and I can't do this quickly, but I'll hit the high points. You know, people ask me all the time, "Are you still writing?" I'm like, "What?
When did I quit?"
How do you not? You know, I mean, because once you tap into that process, it's actually not about the mailbox money. It's not about getting up in front of people and you know, affecting them in some dramatic fashion. It's for me. It's totally selfish, and it's a God thing as well, because you're acknowledging His creativity. But I don't know why I would ever stop doing that. That just doesn't make sense to me at all. But I tell people that I worked really, really hard to be a good songwriter when I first came to town, and I got the first song I ever got cut after starving for a couple years. And I'm not whining, it was a hilarious time. I was living in a one-bedroom apartment with 3 other guys in Hendersonville, and it was just hilarious. But first song I ever got cut went #1, and it just kept happening. And it was actually relatively easy for me. I got signed to what at the time was Tree Publishing. It went on to turn into, I guess, eventually Sony. But man, I literally had Harlan Howard and Roger Miller and Curly Putnam and Bobby Braddock put their arms around me and welcome me into their creative family.
That's
and
huge.
It was just the best ever process. They taught me a lot about just the craft, you know, and you got to be disciplined. You've got to really care. You've got to, you know, songs shouldn't have any fat. You know, you got to trim that stuff. It's less is always more. It's you know, there's a way to do it.
Yep.
But then I noticed over time, the songs that I wrote that I thought, in my opinion, were crafted as well as I could craft them. Nothing wrong with them. You know, had a decent hook, and you know, you couldn't find anything wrong with the song. They might get cut, but they were never hits. They were never significant, you know. And then the ones that come along in a completely undisciplined fashion, totally undisciplined. I describe it as stepping off a curb and a song-shaped bus just mows you down. Just you did not see it coming, and they get written in People don't believe this, but it is the absolute truth. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Faster than you can write. You're just laughing because I got to write this down because I got to get to this line because, I mean, it's literally almost dictation. And I think it's God's not so subtle way of reminding me that I'm not all that important in the process.
He's just choosing you.
Yeah, I'm just fortunate. You know, I was right place, right time. Because of that, I value the process as holy's a big word, but it fits. It fits. To be able to create anything, whether it's, you know, a painting or beautiful woodwork or a relationship or, you know, whatever it is that you put your passion into and try to shape, try to improve,
Yeah.
is a godly thing. That's a holy process.
There is a river running through this town. It carries the water. There isn't any way to slow it down or make it stop. I was a baby when the big bridge fell, so I don't remember, but I have listened to the stories well, and so I know they were falling to the surface. They were calling to their God, and their cry was, "Sweet Jesus, please won't you catch us, save us, sweet Jesus, please won't you hear us crying." They were crying, fishing for luck beneath the bridge that day. A man in his 80s, he saw it happen and began to pray. As he dove in, he found a mother and a baby boy. They both wouldn't make it. The mama handed him her only joy. He took the child, then he was swimming like he was 20. He made shoreline, then he died, and his thoughts were, "Sweet Jesus, please won't you catch us, save us, sweet Jesus, please won't you hear us crying." He was crying. I miss my mother and the brave old man, though I never knew them. They are the soul inside the man I am. I bear their dreams, and I am walking in their footsteps. I am talking to their God, and my cry is, "Sweet Jesus, please
river running through this town. It carries the water. There isn't any way to slow it down or make it stop. Thank you.
You know, my conversation with Gary Chapman could have gone many different directions because he's very talented and he's done a lot in the entertainment business. We did talk about his new project, The Truth, and he also leaves us with some very good advice.
In your life so far, if you were to pick out something, an experience that you feel comfortable sharing, or whatever thought process was behind that to encourage somebody, is there something inside of you that you would want to communicate that trumps everything else? I mean, we do talk about this every time on our show, and I ask that question a lot, but it's important because every time somebody answers it, I get encouraged, and I know everybody else does too. Is there something that goes to your mind first in that regard?
You know, it's probably going to be a retelling of something I may have already said.
Yeah.
But for me, it's slow down. Just take a breath. I'm a complete geek. I mean, I'm 57, but I'm 12 on the inside, and I love technology, and I try to stay on the edge of it just because it fascinates me and always has.
Yep.
The danger in that life is the speed of it, you know, the instant gratification and the need to stay connected to the line of information. And you know, every great thing that has happened for me in my life had a moment, and that moment required me to just stop a second, just hang on, just stop, think about what you're doing, take a couple of breaths, appreciate this moment, because it's not coming back. It's just not.
When it comes to life, our responsibility is to appreciate every moment we've been given and enjoy every moment you can along your journey. And remember, when you're following your dream, your God-given dream, you're always in the right place.
Baptized on a riverbank, hallelujah, child, amazing grace. Born again with elder race. Tom Sawyer and the Holy Ghost, two things that I love most. Mark Twain and the Father knows. Oh, they help me find my peace underneath that old shade tree where the cool wind blows. The cool wind blows. Jumped in the boat with old Huck Finn. God knows the places we've been. Mississippi rolls slow and strong. I see her ever land to sing before the sun goes down. They'll share a drink. It's still strong, it lingers on. Oh, they help me find my peace underneath this old shade tree where the cool wind blows. If I could save my soul and set my spirit free, I feel the child inside say, follow me. they help me find my peace.